Okay, and the first thing we want to do when we start to look at our ads that we're writing, we want to know the role. You have to remember it is a competition out there. You're not the only one hiring for a particular position. So you have to make sure this is going to be compelling to the readers. Again, job descriptions are the most important form of communication because this is the first line of defense that a candidate sees. It should clearly translate the performance expectations as well as identify the essential functions of the position. It's basically you're trying to recruit the right people and facilitate a smooth hiring process. The first thing people start with is usually the job title or the summary. The title, which is either, some people use assistant manager, senior, lead, it should accurately reflect the work that the employee will perform. Be sure that you choose a job title that reflects your industry standards and organizational culture. And what I mean by that, there are different job titles out there that fit different job descriptions. What there is that there can be like a human resource manager, a talent acquisition manager, a people officer, a recruiting manager. Many may have the same responsibilities, but employers define them uniquely within their title. So what you want to be able to do is be able to make sure make sure that the title is uniquely crafted. Again, a human resource manager may have the same title or may have the same responsibilities as a talent acquisition manager, but just may be worded differently because it reflects the culture of the entire company. So once you define the position, you want to write a brief description of the purpose of the position and the overall positions of the main responsibilities. This summary should be short and to the point. You also want to have something like the day in the life of. This pretty much answers what would I be doing on the day in, day out basis. This is the what and the why. List all the essential functions of the position at hand. Be very specific as possible. Generally include anything between 5 to 10 responsibilities. It should answer the what and why of the position. That's one thing candidates do look at. They want to be able to look at, okay, what am I going to be doing on a day in and day out basis? And they also want to know, why is this particular part important to the job? Paint them a picture. Applicants want to know the typical day it would be like. They want to, if you need to, use percentages to target or zoom in on a particular workload or task. There may be candidates that do like to do a certain particular part of their job. And there are also candidates that know how to do a particular part of their job, but may not be the most favorite component that they do. So what I mean by that, it may be a candidate that knows how to write reports, very good at it, but that's not the favorite part of their career. So if 60% of the position that you're promoting requires writing reports, even though this candidate knows how to do it, they may not apply to the job because they say that, this is not what I really want to do. That particular part of the job really demotivates me. So they may not be a good fit for the position, even though they do possess the hard skills that you're looking for. You also want to be realistic with the requirements. Is there any type of wiggle room for a degree in anything? So basically, is there wiggle room for a degree in exchange for several years of experience and vice versa? So can a candidate have so many years of experience but may not have that bachelor's degree that you're looking for? Or have someone has that master's degree that you're looking for but may not have that hands-on experience that you may be looking for? So be realistic with the requirements. See if there is some wiggle room in there that candidates can actually see, and that also would give them a better picture on whether or not it's going to be a good fit for them or not. You also the must-haves versus the nice-to-haves. And I've seen this in a lot of job posts. They have the requirements, must-haves, and they have the preferably. We preferably would like someone to have this, but, it doesn't have to have that. A bachelor's degree would do. Or we would like someone to have this particular certification, but experience would do. So be clear and realistic with the must-haves and the nice-to-haves. List all the qualifications that are mandatory along with those that are preferred. Such qualifications should include skills, years of experience, certifications, licenses, education level, and the necessary technical proficiencies. Make a comparison to other employees in that similar role. What part do they play? This is something big. They want to know how do they fit into the big picture. Include who they report to and if they'll manage others. So when you do this, you want to define the department, the supervisor heads, who they will report to, if they manage other employees. If so, how many. Include details on who the person will report to and where the person falls within the company structure. This is something that very much identifies the candidate to let them know what part they play. You know, what makes this job or this particular role significant. Location is a big thing. Location can make or break a position. I've seen candidates turn down positions because of locations. Include details on where the position is located. If travel is necessary, note what percentage of time the employee will be traveling. They want to know how long they're going to be on the road. Also define if it's located in a if it's located in a close proximity of a major landmark, if they're able to telecommute. This is definitely a perk in today's society where everything's online, communication as well as different positions can be done from their home. This is definitely a selling point for different positions. Commute time is big. Again, location is everything to some candidates. They need to know they're not going to spend majority of their time on the road commuting back and forth. In some cases, again, location is a deal breaker. So you have to be very clear where you're located and be very honest about the amount of time that's involved. And that goes with the percentage of travel. Don't underestimate the percentage of travel. If you know this position is going to be a road warrior, it's going to be 80% of their time is going to be on the road, make that clear in the job description. Don't downplay that, because a lot of candidates make decisions based on how long will they have at home with their family versus how long will they be on the road, how long will they be out of state. They need to know this to make an educated decision on whether or not they're going to even be a fit within your organization. The worst part is to actually onboard somebody with unrealistic requirements and unrealistic goals and have them demotivated once they get in that role because they find out, you know, I was told it was only 20-30% of travel. Now I'm traveling half of the day. You know, so you want to be very honest up front with things like this. And if it's a deal breaker, you might as well be up front with it now. It's going to save you recruiting dollars in the long run, believe me. The next one is what's in it for me. Salary is not just a number. You have to be able to have realistic salary ranges and benefits. And it doesn't only boil down to just the salary. Salary can be very subjective. A lot of people ask, is it okay for me to post my salary actually on the job description? Does it have to actually physically be on there? Do I have to put a range? And the answer to that is no. You don't have to put an exact range on there. It doesn't have to be an exact number on there for the salary range and benefits. But what it does, what people do find out when they actually do put an actual salary range on there, it weeds out candidates. It weeds out candidates where salary is a big factor, and it also weeds out candidates where it may be below their threshold. If someone's already making $80,000, $90,000, they're not going to consider a position that's only offering $40,000 to $50,000, even though it may sound great, but not too many candidates out there are willing to take a third of their pay cut for a position. So it has to align and it has to make sense with their overall salary expectations as well as where they are now. So a lot of people do actually put their salary on the job posting because they want to let readers and they want to let candidates know this is the range. And it also gives them a ballpoint figure in their head, so they won't come to you with unrealistic salary expectations. They won't come to you asking for asking for 30% of what they're making now. So when you can actually put some type of range on your job description, it gives them more of a level of what they're working with, and it can eliminate a lot of candidates where that range doesn't fall into what they're working now, what they're making now, or what they want to make in the future. And salary doesn't only include money. Like I said, if you are open to publicizing your position salary ranges and benefits, make sure you include, your 401k packages. Make sure you let them know if you're an employee-owned company. I've seen a lot of companies showcase that they're employee-owned. Showcase how many vacation days and sick time is available for them to take, Medicare and dental insurance. Those details within the not only enhance your job description, it would zero in on the candidates that really are going to take that position seriously. In addition to that, you also want to illustrate not only with the perks that your company offers, but what makes working for you so great. Somewhere in that job description has to be what makes working for you so great. What are your perks? Why would I leave my current place of employment to work for your organization? You have to be able to answer those questions within the job description. Again, I've seen other perks on there that let them know that, hey, that they're a fun working environment. We have a casual environment. We have on-site child care facility. They give flex time, corporate credit cards, car allowances, different things like that. Those are all fun and good, but make sure you put them in there, and you also put in there a way to weave into how this fits into the big picture, and also shows how this will be beneficial to the candidate applying. So make sure you do answer those 3 questions somewhere in your job description. What makes working for you so great? What are your perks? And why would I leave my current place of employment to work for your organization? Those have to be answered. And believe you me, candidates are asking themselves that, and they're comparing what you're offering to what they already have at their current place of employment. And if the numbers don't add up, it doesn't make sense for them to apply. Your next thing you want to do is define your company culture. A lot of times people don't do this. It's basically being able to give an outline of your mission, of course, your vision with the company, but also define what your company is. Are you a startup? Are you family-owned? Are you family-oriented? Are you a laid-back environment? Are you a shirt and tie type of company? Or do you let your employees come in with jeans and T-shirts or a polo shirt? How stable is your company? I have a lot of candidates asking, when was their latest layoffs? How many were in the layoffs? A lot of times they want to be able to align how stable is this company to, is this company worth relocating or worth changing jobs for if the company's reputation or stability is not very strong. So you want to be able to voice your stability somewhere in the job description. Flexibility is another one. Again, that falls in line with telecommunication. Are they able to work from home? Is it a hybrid type of position where they can have work 3 days, 2 days off? Being very flexible with the schedule is something that something that candidates like to look forward to, and it's also selling points. You're not only selling the job, but you're selling your entire company culture. I'm pretty sure if you've gone online and seen Zappos or Google or Apple, and you've seen some of their facilities and some of their work environment, it's very enjoyable. It's very fun. They have different places where they have a relaxation room. They have different places where employees can get together and communicate and just enjoy their place of employment. So this is something that you want to sell in your job description to let them know. If you have this type of energetic environment, let that be known. Let the candidate know that this is a place where you can have fun, this is a place where you can work, and this is a place that we all come together as a whole and get a particular goal completed. So make sure that's somewhere in the job description. Improve your job posting. The first thing is do your research. You want to be able to research on the job that you're actually recruiting for or you're posting to make sure the research aligns with the market. I know a lot of, and that goes for salary as well. I know a lot of companies that benchmark their salary to make sure it aligns with their competitors and make sure it's a competitive salary that they're putting out there. You want to be very specific with the requirements and the tasks that have to be done with the job. Again, differentiate between the must-haves and the nice-to-haves. Make sure there's a clear line between that, because I've actually worked for employers that say, you know, they must have X, Y, Z. It has to be on their resume. And then if I come across someone that says, you know, this is an outstanding candidate, but they don't have X, Y, Z, but they've been exposed to it, it's kind of like, oh, we'll take a look at them. So it boils down to, okay, that's not a must-have. That's something you'll like to have, but don't limit the pool of candidates because you want to have these must-haves, and there's a lot of things out there, a lot of candidates out there that may not possess those must-haves, but still can bring a lot of value to the organization. Once again, be honest. Be honest about what the job entails. Be honest about who they'll be reporting to. You also want to be honest about the benefit package. Put a ballpark figure out there and make sure it aligns with that candidate. The worst thing is to have a candidate go through the entire interview process just for them to turn down your offer because you were not upfront about what you could give that candidate or what you could offer them for our salary and benefits. So be honest up front. You know, it's going to save you a lot of time and money in the long run. Again, sell your position with a lot of what's in it for me perks. They want to be able to read on there, what am I getting out of working for your company? If everything on your job description is what we need, what we have, what you're going to do, this is what we need from you, if everything reads as a dictation, that's not something a candidate, especially if they're currently working, is attracted to. They're not attracted to something that's just giving them a whole laundry list of to-do lists or must-have lists. So make sure you're able to sell the position in an interactive way. And also share some of the perks that your position actually possesses. Keep the lines of communication open, and what that means is have some type of outlet where these actual candidates that do apply, that do move further in the hiring process, can reach out to you. I know that some companies now have a pretty much, I don't want to call it a generic email address, but it's kind of like an email address they set up with their company that just only takes in resumes. Their actual real email address may be their first name, middle initial, last name at their company URL, and they may have a actual email set up with just their first name at their company URL. So at, like for me, careerinnovations.com. And that particular email box would just have resumes for particular positions. And of course, they ask the people that send the resumes to have in the subject line the actual title of the position they're applying for, so that way they can differentiate what resume is applying for what particular position. And all it does, it eliminates a person that may be interested but does not want to go through the entire 14-page have to apply online process. It gets them in front of you faster. And that's what it's all about. It's about getting these positions filled as fast as possible with the right people. So you want to be able to have some type of outlet where these candidates can email you and can skip a step. And what can happen is if this is someone that you do want to move forward with, just have them apply online. Make that first initial contact to show them that it's worth the investment of actually going to your career portal and actually filling out that information that may be required for your organization. But sometimes people don't get past that point because they don't see the value. They don't see the what's in it for me to go onto your website, create an account, fill out these 14 pages of, information that's on their resume. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I hear it. I hear it every day. I'm not doing that. They don't have time to do that, especially if they're working, they're not really looking, they're a passive candidate. They probably was just checking out to see what you're offering. They don't have time to go online and actually go through those steps. So it may be good for you to set up some type of email system where they can just shoot you their resume, and if this resume is something that does perk your interest, you're able to actually reach out to them and then give them further steps on and give them further steps on actually making this a go with moving forward with the process inside, or moving forward with the application process within your actual career portal. So that's some things that you can do to write an effective job board. So then, if there's any questions, definitely shoot me an email or send them through the Ask a Question on the top of your screen. If there's not, we're just going to go ahead and wrap this up. My direct email, if you do want to get in contact with me, is my first initial last name, dbaggett@career-innovate.com. If you're on our mailing list, you'll definitely get my return email address in there if you do have any questions. If you would like some type of consultation on writing an effective job board ad, just definitely reach out to me via email. And if you do need assistance with finding some top talent that may not be responding to your email ads, definitely reach out to me as well. Well, thank you. Thank you for participating. Again, if there's any questions, send it to me in an email, and have a great day. Bye-bye.